Okay. Because this is a pilot episode, that's just my hair thingy. I got in my hair. I wanted to get on here, Brooke, before it got too much later there where you're at, because I wanted you to be able to, you know, hopefully pop in on this one because you weren't able to pop in on the one last night. But I'm going to be, why I titled it Astropara Group is this is a new idea concept that I came up with where I'm going to discuss sometimes astrology stuff, sometimes parapsychology stuff, sometimes witchy stuff, doing readings for people, reading from books, finding different places to do the live stream so it doesn't disturb dummy head. But I also, how much of the live stream that I was able to review from last night, I saw some inconsistencies that I realized I never touched on. I better take this. Sorry. Yeah, I'm live streaming. Because before it gets too late there for Brooke, because it's like after 10 o'clock there already. So I know she, would have liked to have been on the one last night, but she wasn't able to. She saw it. She was able to watch it. But I told her, I said, well, hon, I'm going to go ahead and hop on now because this is my Astropara pilot episode. Astropara, where I came up with that was astrology, parapsychology, or Astropara. So it's going to be a combination of things, and to kind of, do something with my skills, be able to talk about it, be able to share it with others, and stuff like that. But so I'm sorry if you didn't hear the first parts of that. Hopefully you did. But one of the things that I started to talk about but never finished was.
Now comes the main damn part.
Chris has the Thriller video on right now in the dining room, so you'll hear probably some of that in the background. Maria's here; she's up here visiting and hanging out. And about 6 o'clock, we're going to try to head over to my mom's because I wanted to be able to do her toenails for her today because they need clipped real bad. And I also wanted to take my lovely little phone app of the that tells about different crystals and stuff like that. And last night, I only read about the malachite because she has this lion figurine that I mentioned in the live stream last night that is, he's probably about yay big. He's really well done. And it was literally carved from malachite. And malachite has some really good properties to it. So I read it, for mom a little bit, even though I know she'll never see this live stream, and that's okay. But it's like 5 after 5 here right now. So with your sleep schedule and everything, sweetie, I was like, wow, it's like after 10 there. So I wanted to get on now in the hopes that you'd be able to come on. If not, that's okay again, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this episode. I'm just kind of winging it. And if I'm only going to be on here an hour, I got to really think about how I want to fragment it, what I want to discuss. Okay, so meanwhile, while I'm thinking that, stirring that in my cauldron in my head, I started to talk about one of the things that I started but never finished last night was Naomi has similar abilities that I do. She was interviewed one time when she was younger, teenager or whatever. And the person that interviewed her was asking her some questions that, she, I guess, did her best to answer. But among them was, she said that our father's evil was so strong that Naomi literally felt it inside the walls of the house that they lived in. Now, as you know, that kind of energy usually draws nothing but more bad energy. It will literally drain the life out of you before you even know what's happening, let alone be able to stop it before it does take you out. Well, she would talk about how evil dad was and the horrors that he committed on our family. And yet, here today, she has become that evil. She has become the very monster that dad was in life, because rather than let go and forgive what was done to her, and that does not make it right what was done to her because it wasn't right, she chose to hold on to it, and it planted an evil seed inside her soul that just grew over time. And now it's a cancer that's just running through her body and destroying her to the point that there is no good left. And that's very sad. So now when I do this wake that I'm going to be doing for Naomi, to me, it is a very real death because, in my opinion, Naomi died 60 years ago, the day that dad took that belt to her and killed her in the process. When he did, he made sure that
There's another version.
No good would ever come of it.
I can't find that version.
that she would, in fact, become like him. And she did. All she wants to do is attack. All she wants to do is hurt. Her energy is so repressive that just being 3 feet away from her, I felt like she was reaching inside my chest and squeezing my heart until it stopped pumping. And so it's just not a fun realization that the very evil she fought against her entire life, she has now become. There's no coming back from that. I think she is so totally, completely lost. And I say 60 years ago that she died because she's 62 now. But when this happened to her, she was 3, 4, something like that. I just go with 3, number 3.
I'll be back. I'm gonna give you something to drink.
Okay. That's Maria. She's going to get something to drink, come back.
Yeah.
So another thing that I started but never finished was I spoke of the 5th dimension, which I've only gone to once, and I don't exactly know how I did it, and I don't know that I would want to do it again unless I genuinely knew what I was doing and I could do it safely. When I was in the 5th dimension, it happened in a dream. Don't ask me how many years ago, because I honestly don't remember. But it started out innocently enough. I remember being in a small room that had some furniture in it that looked kind of old and dusty, like it had been sitting there a while, like the place had been abandoned, and I wasn't even sure if anybody lived there anymore. Then I walked out of the room, and I found myself in this grand hallway, this big open room, pillars all around me. I mean, the place was stunning. It was absolutely beautiful, and I thought, oh wow, this looks cool. And then at the mere thought, I was able to change my hair color, change my hairstyle without touching my hair to do it. I just thought it and it did it. I imagined myself with black and green hair, all of it pulled up, and then kind of like a little circlet, and then it would kind of rain. It would lay a certain way down over top of the circlet. It was absolutely beautiful. And it is an actual hairstyle that I have in my main IMVU account. That is the one that's also messing up the most right now because they won't get the bugs out of their system. And I've got 27,000 some odd IMVU credits on that account alone that I can't even use because I can't get on it long enough to use any of it. I can't go to any of my rooms because it won't let me. It chucks me back to the home screen every time. So I'm so fed up that I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just let this go because they're not going to fix it. Apparently, they don't care enough to fix it. They don't have the money. They don't have the technology. They don't have the wisdom and knowledge of how to do it, or they just don't care. I was told by a representative that I called once because my IMVU system was messing up. I know what it was. I was trying to get my second account unlocked, which was DJR 198943. And this guy that I talked to, he recommended to keep the account from being frozen again, try to get on it at least once a month. Well, I have not got on it this month yet. I will try to get on both, but I don't really expect much to happen because it usually doesn't. And the one account I have on my 2-in-1, which this is not my 2-in-1, this is my Chromebook. But it's very upsetting to me because I feel like I've been ripped off and I can't even enjoy it anymore. And I have spent the last 5 years investing, building, getting cool outfits, getting cool avatars, getting cool pets, getting cool houses and mansions and, fun rooms that you can invite friends to and have parties. And, it can be a good time. It was when I first started doing it, but then you lose touch with all those people and they just kind of go away. Let's see if Brooke got my message and if she's going to be able to come on and join me or not. Okay. Because she's subbed to my channel, so she should be able to get on here because I made this one subs only, meaning only people that have subscribed to my channel can view this video because I don't need to deal with trolls right now. The haters, the people that are going to cut you down and everything you do and everything you stand for and make you, just think that, you're a worthless POS that can't do anything right. And why are you wasting my time? Well, then don't watch the video. Another thing so this fifth dimension, I kind of got the feeling like there was a couple people there with me, but then they just, I don't know, they went off some other direction or something. And then, so I'm looking around the room and I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. I don't know what this place is, but this is a lot of space. I was just looking around and my looking around, I saw a door. Oh, okay, let's go see what's in there. See maybe if there's somebody in there that can tell me, okay, where am I? And, why am I here kind of thing. So I opened the door. I found myself standing on a concrete, small little platform that had some steps that went down into a giant gymnasium-sized room that there was a banquet table that was so long that it literally almost took up the entire space in the room. And this is where it gets freaky. Paranormal, whatever you want to call it. There were several people around the table. They were all vampires, and there was a dead body laying in the middle of the table that they were feeding on. I took one look at that. I saw the blood dripping from their mouths. I turned around. I ran out that door. I closed it behind me. I woke up and went, what the hell was that all about? Never gone back since. Didn't like it. Didn't feel right. I just got myself out of the situation. I don't know how, but then I don't know how I got in it either. All I know is I fell asleep, I was dreaming, and then suddenly I was there. But the fact that mere thought could literally manifest anything in this place that your heart desired And the first thing that my heart desired, obviously, was I had transformed myself into my avatar version that I have on IMVU on my John L account, where I had the pretty black and green hair, and it was all done like I explained earlier, and I had on a real pretty green ball gown. I didn't see myself in the mirror, but when I felt my hair styling itself, I was like, okay. And I very distinctly, I just knew that it was literally the hairstyle, one of my favorites from my IMVU account, where my avatar has worn that hairstyle many times. So that was trippy and creepy and scary, and I don't know that I would ever want to go there again. But if I do, I hope that I'm better prepared next time, and I don't freak out, and I don't feel threatened, and I don't encounter something that makes me afraid, or, I'm like, this don't feel right. I'm out of here. If I'm going to go to a place like that, there's a reason. Okay, now, yeah, granted, it could have been a fluke just as easily. It could have been a complete accident. I did not mean to do it. I don't know how I did it. I just did. Another thing I touched on but never finished is trying to figure out how to phrase it or put the words in the right context. Oh, I know. I'll share with you the one about the frightening experience that I had at the White Cottage, receiving cottage, when I was in Rosemont, awaiting a room or a bed to open up in one of the other cottages, and then that would be my cottage for the duration of my time there. So while I was in the White Cottage, or receiving cottage, there was nothing but girls, which is a good thing. And the worst possible person that I would imagine or even want to come up to me and basically offer to be my bodyguard, and even went so far as to tell me that if anybody messed with me while I was there, she'd F them up, or she'd kill them. And she was serious. And then I found out why she was there, and I was like, uh-oh. So why is the worst person in this place coming up and offering to be my bodyguard? I mean, I was a scared teenage kid, and I was already dealing with the overwhelming emotions I felt like I was drowning in, because all I could do was cry. The majority of my stay there, all I could do was cry, because I was so heartbroken and soul shattered that my mom would leave me in such a place and drive off and just leave me there. It was a very deep wound that I could not heal, that I could not let go. I would see girls going AWOL right outside the window, completely ignored that they were there, didn't say a word to the den mother or anything like that. The main person, the main adult that was in control there. So I just let them go, because I knew they weren't going to get very far before they got caught. Sure enough, they didn't get very far. They got caught, but at least I didn't snitch on them. And I could have very easily, because I literally watched this girl running, because the window that I was looking out in the living room of the cottage, there was woods right there. And I saw her running through the woods, and I just kept my mouth shut, kept staring out the window like I didn't see nothing. None of the girls liked me. Lisa Muzak was the only one. She was the one that came up and offered to be my bodyguard, and it frightened the crap out of me, because she was dangerous. I guess I should have saw it as a blessing in disguise. And I mean, yeah, granted, nobody bothered me when she came up and said, if anybody messes with you, let me know and I'll take care of them. It's like, I don't want to give somebody permission to commit murder. Sorry. But I kept my cool with Lisa. I was just trying to get through this experience and wrap my brain around why was this happening to me? What did I do that was so horribly wrong and terrible that my mom would leave me in this place against my will? And it was Children's Services. They're the ones that put me there. They're the ones that lied to me, deceived me 3 different times in the same day. And the third and final lie and deception was I wasn't leaving Rosemont. And I had to literally sit in the room they had me in and watch my mom get in the car and have somebody, whoever took her, because I don't remember who took her there. I thought it was Jim, and I still do. But who Michael calls Grandpa. I'm pretty sure it was him because Mom was still using her walker then. She was still healing from her accident of having to jump out of a 2-story window, and in the process of doing so, shattered her hip ball. So they had to put her in the hospital, and she had to learn to walk again on her walker and that whole deal. So, see what else did I start but never finished? The last time I saw Lisa, I think I was downtown somewhere, and she was getting on a bus. And I don't remember if I got on the bus with her because I was waiting on a bus to take it back down to Town Street where I was living at the time with my mom. And Lisa was there. This was after I had finally got released from Rosemont and I could go home. Yeah, there you are, sweetie. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm definitely doing better today. But how are you and the boys? Is everything okay there? I'm kind of pausing. I'm trying to give you a chance to answer. So anyway, back to the Astropara. The Astropara I came up with but I got to find my books that I got for completing that course. I know they're around here somewhere, but I'm forever misplacing stuff, losing stuff, and then I will drive myself up a wall trying to find it again. So I'm going to be reading from books. I'm going to be doing tarot readings. I'm going to be just sometimes I'll be talking about general, what I consider general parapsychology related stuff. Oh, good. You guys finally got over your illness. I know you guys were sick. Thank goddess. That's another prayer that's been answered because I've been steadily sending you guys some healing energy so you'd get over it quick and be able to get on with your lives and be okay again and, not miserable all day because you didn't feel good. Excuse me. So glad you enjoyed the show last night. You're welcome, honey, anytime. The apparitions, like I said, I watched through my video to almost the end. I was within 2 hours of it, and Maria came up and we started talking, so I had to keep it on pause. And then I looked up at the clock and I was like, oh, I told Brooke I was going to try to get on because, I don't want to keep you up too late and stuff because you may have things that you have to do tomorrow. And I want you to be able to get to sleep. Last night, the live stream ended up being, as you saw, probably by now, it was like 6 hours long. And I didn't go to bed till after 2 a.m. So I got roughly about 7, maybe 8 hours of sleep. I don't think I quite got 9, but I try to get up when my body tells me, okay, you can get up. You've had enough sleep. You don't need any more. Get up. So how do I want to do this one? I know. How about your daily message from my self-love deck for today? Maybe it'll give you some insight or something. Okay. All right. Yep. That was 2. Wait, was it 3? No, it was 2 of them. Okay. sometimes I forget, and a couple days go by, and then I don't do any of the readings. Yeah, thanks. And that's part of the fun of it for me, is I'm trying to make it, entertaining to a point, but also have its serious moments too, where I'm genuinely trying to help, and it's like, okay, let's stop the silly for a minute and get a little more serious about stuff. Okay. What is Brooke's message from this deck for today? That's a pretty one. Oneness. This is your card for today. It says oneness. So let's see what oneness is saying. Got to put on my eyeballs so I can see what I'm reading. Oneness. Where are you? It's going to be all the way down to almost the bottom. Here it is. Oneness 75, looks like. Page 75. Oneness. This image celebrates the good or God part in all persons, places, and things. No matter what our preconceived notions and prejudices are, it calls us to look beyond the surface impressions and externals and actively seek the common ground of the oneness of all. Make a list of the traits and things about yourself that you're most critical of and become the complete opposite, most positive version of that trait. Make a conscious choice from this time forward to embrace the highest aspects within yourself and let them shine forth. Special message. Check yourself for hidden prejudges and ill thoughts about certain people in your life. You are being inspired to release these dense thoughts and replace them with thoughts of positive aspects and a higher frequency brought about by love. So that is your card for the day. And yes, these are all beautiful cards. This lady that made them, she did a really good job. And again, of course, I love the fact that they're all positive. There's no negative message in here at all. It's all about love, and that's what I like. My card today was inspiration or something like that, I think. Yeah, fits, doesn't it? Kind of trippy that I seem to know when somebody needs a reading. This is only a one card too. I try to keep it, short, sweet, to the point. So I'm not taking too much time on it. Let's see. And your Halloween card for the day is okay, wrong direction. Sorry. There we go. I did one for Holly sometime this morning before I went to bed, and hers was like Page of Bats or something like that. So just wish these cards weren't so stiff, so they were, easier to shuffle and handle and stuff. Because I don't want to start flinging them all over the place. What is Brooke's message from this deck for today? Cards are trying to get away. You got 7 of Pumpkins. Pumpkins, I never remember if they're first, second, or third in the book here. But because I haven't had the time to properly bond with this deck yet, I still use the book. 7 of pumpkins. Okay. Pumpkins are first. Okay. 7 of pumpkins. Material success, progress, gain. Hang on. Sorry, Steph. Not right now. 7 of pumpkins. Material success, progress, gain, a change in luck based on the quality of work you're putting into your projects. Yep. Want me to read that one again to you? Material success, progress, gain, a change in luck based on the quality of work you're putting into your projects. So that's a good thing, you know. And look what I'm doing with mine, you know. I'm trying to figure out exactly what all I want to do with my Astropara group, and you, my lovely daughter, are part of the pilot episode of that. That's why I titled it the way I did. Stephanie was calling. She's trying to help me get some more of the herbs I need to make my pagan mix again. And, you know, there's like a money issue, of course, because I've only got $32 in my wallet right now. And I'm trying to live on that for the whole month. Yep. So hopefully that'll make your day go a little, you know, help it be a little bit more brighter and stuff too. So when I find my books, I'm going to not you, something else. I'm going to try to basically write down some of my own like experiences that I have learned since I wrote in the book and the pages that are still in this particular book that I haven't written in yet. Excuse me. And again, I don't know if I'm still trying to decide if I want to go over to Mom's. I do, because I promised her that I would come back today. And I decided to wait until the evening because there was just too much other stuff going on. But then I thought, well, you know, I wanted to get on here and do a live stream at least for a little bit, because I wanted you to be able to be on before you go to bed for the night or whatever. So it's not disrupting your life too much. There goes my throat again. A lot of phlegm for some reason. Naomi is on the warpath again. Of course, I mean, if you saw the live stream from last night, you know what I mean. But also the addendum to that, or the add-on to that is, I guess I'm a little leery about going over there because I don't know if Naomi's going to suddenly show up again. She came over yesterday, and when she started going through the house and cleaning and sprucing it up and all this, what encouraged and inspired her to do that was because she, I guess, supposedly thought that she had a buyer for the place. And then it turned out that they changed their mind. Cha-ching! One for me, Team Janelle, because when we were driving home last night, I asked the spirits, as part of Naomi's karma for how horrible she's been since she's been back from New York, aside from the horrors that she committed on me while she was still living in New York and I went to see her. I know. But you know what I mean, sweetie. I don't want to be too much of a distraction, you know, sometimes, because if there's important stuff that you're trying to do and stuff like that, I don't want to interrupt that or anything. I don't want you to think you got to stop what you're doing right now and get on a live stream. No, that's not it. But that's the thing about Naomi. She doesn't exactly announce when she's going to show up. She just does whenever she feels like it. So I was very happy when Stephanie told me earlier today that Naomi's PO'd now. She's mad because she doesn't have the buyer she thought. Ha ha ha. And no one's going to buy that house. And the spirits, they agree with me. They're like, you're right. She doesn't deserve any of that money because she's more concerned about the money than the fact that she's about to throw our mother out on the street and she's 90 years old. And I don't even want to begin to think of the horrors that would cause Michael to do to Naomi. Knowing that she's doing that to his grandmother. So, but I have a little bit of hope now, though, because there's a guy named Jerry. I won't give his last name because I don't know if he'd be okay with me talking about him in this context. It's not anything bad. Jerry has been a very, very big help. He's known our family since I was in diapers. Okay. I don't remember him much. I would love to meet him and talk to him myself, but he knows all about Naomi. He knows her habits. He knows her ways. He knows her little temper tantrums that she throws when she don't get her way or get what she thinks she's entitled to because the narcissist in her demands it, even if she's not entitled to whatever it is she thinks that she is. So Jerry has reassured my mother, and I appreciate that will never happen. He will not let Naomi set her out on the street, no matter what he's got to do to stop it. I still stand by, and so does Stephanie, and so does Chris, and so does probably Carl, and a host of other people that know me, that are close to me, that know her and her nasty little nastiness. She needs to be committed. She needs to be put in a nut house and just forgotten. And I hate to say that. But she is dangerous. And there's no hope for her. There's just no good left in her. She is an empty shell walking around that's just full of bitterness and hatred and anger. Instead of forgiving our father and letting go what he's done, which has completely destroyed her entire life, she chose to hang on to it. And look what it's done. So I hope Mom doesn't get upset if I decide not to go. I really want to go, but our gas, I'm trying to not go too many places right now because of our gas, because I don't want to have to spend, $32 I'm trying to live on for the month to put in the gas tank to where I have nothing at all. And I don't know what's going to happen for sewing. I most likely probably won't be brave enough to do an outdoor ritual. What?
There's some money left too.
Let's see, I'm trying to think of some other. Maybe, let me see. Let me try this. Since I've had this deck, I've only really ever done the majority of the time. I only do the one card, because it's quick, it's easy, it's informative enough that maybe, it has a tendency to be exactly right every time. Because when I read Holly hers, she was like, wow. And I said, it fits, don't it? She's like, yep. She got one. What was her card this morning? What was her card? I don't remember. And I didn't write it down, but it's on the live stream from last night. So I can always go back and go, oh yeah, that was her card, because that was about the point that I stopped at before I could get to that section of it, because I wanted to get on and do this live stream, and Maria is supposedly downstairs getting herself something to drink, but it's taken an awful long time. So I'm going to do a 3 card. on myself with this deck. But before I do, I need to read in the book how, what this particular 3-card spread is designed to help you understand or whatever. All right, where'd you go? Daily inspiration, 3-card spread. I haven't even read any of the book really, other than reading the cards as they come up. Okay, now where did the readings go? I thought they were right here in the front. Yama. Apparently not. Apparently they're in the back or something, which makes no sense to me. But okay. Okay, now I know they're in here. Wait, maybe not. Maybe I'm getting this deck confused with my Halloween deck. That's very possible. Oh, this will be interesting. This is just kind of a random, but intention. The intention for this deck, basically. It is my most sincerest intention that these Celebration in Love Oracle cards serve your highest good, and that they spark your intuition and connection with the divine guidance, that is within you always. Okay. Dedication. The Celebration in Love Oracle deck is dedicated to my beautiful daughter, Sierra, who is an awesome spirit, a true celebration in love, and also a patient model from the time she was a baby. The meaning of Celebration in Love. To let me know what deck is called. Love to try it if I can get it. Oh, you mean this one? This deck or this deck? Or both? Because this is just simply known as the Halloween deck. This one is called Celebration of Love. So that's about all I can really say safely. The Celebration of Love Oracle cards are built on celebrating everything in our lives and world through the purity of love. The celebration, a constant theme is living each moment with appreciation and gratitude for all the Creator has given us, and that includes the magnificence of ourselves. Working with these cards on a daily basis will eventually help you to resonate from a higher energy and have a greater positive impact on your life and those around you. Using the Celebration in Love Oracle cards. These cards are a tool to facilitate your celebration in love. They serve as a general guideline to inspire your own intuition to guide you, using the feeling and energy associated with each image on the cards. You can pick a card each day and follow its inspiration, or do a past, present, and future layout with a particular issue or question in mind. So I can do a 3-card with this. I don't know why I didn't think I could. My mind's like fried right now. Just meditating with a card you randomly pick, and allowing free association is another way to get in touch with your intuitive guidance. Based on the law of attraction, you will always choose the card that is in vibrational harmony with the answer you seek to your question or what you most need to know at this moment in time. Clearing and blessing the cards. Your cards are a sacred tool and need to have the energy of others removed from them. Hold the deck in your left hand. Lay your right hand over the cards so that your thumb and forefinger will touch each side of the deck, all the cards. Visualize your connection with the divine and call forth that energy through you and send it into the cards through your right hand. Ask that the cards are clear, clean, and receptive to being tools of divine service, anchoring in accuracy, clarity, and love. Excuse me. Asking your question or request for insight. Next, fan the cards out and hold them over your heart with the message side closest to your heart. Close your eyes and ask a question to which you will need some insight into. If you are reading the cards for someone else, ask the person to hold their request in their thoughts as you hold the cards over your heart, asking the divine to work through you to serve their highest good. Shuffle the cards. Shuffle the cards holding the question in mind. In the case of reading for someone else, ask that their highest good be served. Keep shuffling until you get the feeling to stop. Take the top card off the deck. This will be your message. There is no right or wrong way to shuffle because you will draw the card you were meant to draw. If any cards fall out while shuffling, keep them out to read as additional information after the main reading is done. Did I just see another apparition go by the screen, or am I imagining things? Connecting with the cards chosen. Look at the card and its word and what it celebrates. Try to connect to what the divine speaks to you through this card. This little book offers additional insights and information about your choice. The words that are shown with the artwork are listed in alphabetical order so you can easily find them in this book. In the additional message paragraph, the action suggested holds the energy of the card throughout the day if you choose to act on it. Daily inspiration. What do you need to know today? Which is what I ask. Before you start your day, shuffle the cards, hold them to your heart, and ask, what inspiration would best serve me throughout the day? Put the cards, message word side down, on the table and spread them out. Run your hand over them lightly while asking for the best card to serve you today to make itself known. Pick that card and read it. Celebrate in your life today what the card inspires you to celebrate. Act on the special message. Take the card with you or just write down a reminder to keep this thought present in your consciousness all day long. 3-card spread. For a little more in-depth information concerning your inquiry or question, you can do a 3-card spread. First, conduct all the steps of clearing, blessing, and asking your question. Now, after you shuffle the cards and are ready to select them, the first one on the top goes to the left, which addresses the past concerning this issue. The next card is put in the middle, showing you information about what you need to do in the present moment about this issue. The third card goes to the right. This card will show you a probable outcome. If you follow and work on the advice of the present time or middle card, the last method is just to meditate with a card you have chosen, following the traditional choosing method mentioned earlier. This method allows you to rely on your guidance completely. General meditation for relaxation and journeying. Please read this relaxation technique and meditation to familiarize yourself with it before beginning. In a quiet, comfortable place, free from interruption, sit and hold the card so you can look at it straight on. Close your eyes, surround and immerse yourself in a beautiful golden light. Now put yourself into a relaxed state of consciousness by taking 7 slow, deep breaths. Slowly count to 7 for each breath while filling your body with divine violet light. During the exhale, while also counting to 7, release all stress, negativity, and discomfort, and feel more peaceful, balanced, and healed with each breath. When you are ready, open your eyes slowly and in a very relaxed state. Let your eyes move around the image on the card. Go from one point of interest to the next. Keep doing that in a slow manner till you feel yourself drawn to a particular point or image in the picture. It can be a character or element depicted on the card that can serve as a guide, a point or place that you can go into, or just whatever your intuition and imagination inspires you to do. Concentrate on that point, moving your eyes slowly around it. Your eyelids are feeling heavier and heavier. Feel yourself going into a deeper state of relaxation and concentration. Kalika just jumped up. While going into the point of the image on the card, close your eyes now. You are now in the place on the card. Whether you have an intent in mind, a question needing answered, or just a free-form exploration experience, know that you are in the divine light. Let it unfold with no expectations. You can stay there as long as you wish. When you feel a sense of completeness and are ready to come back, leave with an expression of gratitude, farewell, or whatever feels appropriate. Slowly count to 7, getting more and more awake, alive, and fulfilled with each number as it gets closer to 7. Upon reaching 7, Open your eyes and be fully present, alive, and refreshed. Insights from the cards. Okay, so this is where it gets into the card meanings, rather. Okay, go ahead and lay down, Kalika. Please lay down. I mean, I can show you the front of the box. See? That's what the front of the box looks like. And it just says Celebration of Love Oracle cards. The lady that did these, she's a very, very gifted artist. I met her at the Lee that me and Maria went to. She's a great lady, very positive. You have to let me know what deck is called. I'd love to try if I can get it. Oh, okay, I was just looking to make sure I didn't miss any recent thing that you said. But yeah, okay, so I'm going to do a 3-card. Let's see. And since my focus is Naomi and the incident that took place yesterday that upset and disturbed everybody that was present when it happened. Okay, what is... Trying to figure out how to formulate the question. Give me a past, present, and future card to go by to gain further insight. Yay! You found them. What is something about Naomi's past that I should be made aware of that I do not know? What is something about her present that I need to be made aware of that I do not know? And what is something about her future I need to be made aware of but do not know? So that I can prepare myself and anybody else that's going to be affected by whatever crap she pulls next time around, or when she has her next little outburst. Love. Wow. Oneness with source. Perseverance. Okay. Oh, you want to see the cards? Yeah. This is the first one. Love. This is the second one. Oneness with source. And this is the third one. Perseverance. So in the past, Naomi was denied the love from our Father that she had the right to have if he was any kind of a good dad, that he never gave her. Yeah, the first card's really pretty, and because it's the past, I feel like it's a clarification of the love she never got, of how it must have made her feel at the tender age of 3 or 4 or however young she was when Dad took that belt to her, and it changed her forever. Yeah. Honestly, I think somewhere along the way, because of Dad's inappropriate upbringing, his idea of love was not even remotely close to what our idea of love is, or what love truly should be. The love of your children, not feeling like just because you're their father, they should only bed down with you and never be able to have a life, never be able to have a love of their own, never be able to have a husband one day or a wife and kids. And So she did not get the love that she should have been able to get and was entitled to, that dad never gave, because mom has told me countless stories about dad and how he was before the kids started being born, as opposed to how he dramatically changed for the worst after they started being born. But before I get too in depth in that, let's see what the cards are saying here. Love, which is page 71. This image celebrates that of all there is: earth, wind, fire, and water. Love is all there is. We are called to recognize the love that is in all of creation. Decide today that you will look to find love in all that you encounter, no matter how impossible that seems. Look for the blessing in all situations. Special message: you are being inspired to bring love into places, situations, and relationships that seem to have no love. Drop your ego, step aside, and allow the love to flow through you like a river of divine light. You are a vessel of the divine. So the love that is supposed to be given is the love that she was denied, that she should have been given, that mom gave her in abundance. And she said herself, Naomi was the best kid any parent would ever ask for, hope for, pray for, praise to high heaven, be prouder of them than they could ever possibly imagine. So the love, I think, that they're speaking here is the love that she has forgotten how to give, because she's so full of hatred and bitterness and anger. She doesn't know anything else. Oneness with source. And that's the present. So that should be interesting. That's going to be in the O's. Oneness with source. 76. Trying to keep it brief. This image celebrates the impact of love from the divine that surges and explodes through us at all times. It calls us minute by minute to be aware and willing to be in alignment with it consciously, so we can walk in our destiny of heaven on earth and can truly feel one with all that is. Meditate on your heart area and sense it filling up with the most beautiful golden white light from the divine source. Once you are in this incredible space of unconditional love, lovingly send an arc of this wonderful light to someone you feel would benefit most from it. So I send that light to Naomi right now. You are being inspired to look most deeply into your life and honestly soul search for people with whom you have a controlling relationship. It is time to release them. Freedom awaits you both. The speech that I'm going to be doing sometime in the near future, the place I'm hoping to do that first speech at, the fact that I'm going to be live streaming it so all the world can see, well, however many decide to watch, because that particular one, because it's going to be so significant to me for various reasons, I will probably make that one, you don't have to be a sub to be able to watch this live stream. But of course, I still am worried about the trolls that could come from that. The haters. And Naomi, she's in the present. She has lost her connection with the divine source. She has lost her connection to her higher self. It's like I see an image of her floating out of her body, going up to where her higher self resides, pulling out a gun and putting a bullet right between her own eyes, as if to say, I kill you, you are dead to me, there is no good in me, be gone. And, I'm done. I choose the dark side. All I know is evil. All I know is hate. All I know is anger and retribution and lashing out and hurt, 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 maim, kill, destroy, make fun of, provoke fights. She has lost her connection with the divine. She feels like the world is ganging up on her and they're not giving her what she feels that she is due and entitled, that she expects somebody to just hand to her without having to do any work or without having to do her part to achieve that goal. Make sense? And future perseverance. Oh boy, this will be a good one. 80. Page 80. This image celebrates the undeniable spirit of the human being creating possibilities from impossibilities. It calls us to stand in the power of, if you can think it, you can create it. We are co-creators with the divine. Promise yourself today that you will bring out into the open a dream, goal, or idea that you have kept on the back burner because of fear or lack of confidence. Dust it off, hand it over to the creator, ask the source that you form a divine partnership with him or her in order to bring this dream, goal, or idea into being through the light of creation, one step at a time. Special message, of course. Yep. You are being inspired to break through your fear of success. See your success as a beautiful sphere with a hard shell around it. Turn it over to the creator. Make the conscious choice that the impermeable shell be melted off and your dream is free to now flourish in the energy of divine love. So, can you get over here, okay, Maria?
I will.
Just
I see you talking to somebody?
yeah, Brooke's on.
Oh, okay.
Brooke was able to come on. So what I get with that, because remember, this reading is for Naomi, not me. If she would let go of the hate, let go of the anger, let go of the fear, if there is fear there, I don't know, let go of the feeling of abandonment that she feels we abandoned her, but she abandoned us first. She's the one that moved away to New York with her precious Ron. Now, when I say that, it sounds like I'm putting the man down, but I'm really not. I feel really bad for the guy because he truly loved her. He was more concerned, like I said in last night's live stream, he was more concerned with taking care of her than getting an operation that could have prolonged his life. Did he have an equal chance to die on the operating table? Sure. But the fact that he didn't even want to try, it feels to me like Ron just laid down and let himself die because it was his only way out. It was his only way to be truly free of her because he himself, the love of her life, she destroyed because she was more concerned the night Ron died with going out and partying with her friends. And the last words that he spoke to her was, I'm going to bed. I'm not feeling well. Okay, hon, see you later. And she just walked out the door and went out and had her little fun, came back several hours later and found him dead in their bed. What do you think that does to a person? Would you not feel like somebody had literally just walked up and yanked your heart out of your chest and stomped on it?
I couldn't have done that.
Was she still the same when Ron was alive? Yes. Yes.
She
Yeah.
never changed.
Yep. Because see, this is what I have been saying all along. And this is more a general of how evil works. The better, the more spiritual person, the gooder you are in your heart, in your head, in your spirit, every way that a person can be good, the bad ones will come after you and try to destroy you and try to destroy it. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it did. So not only was she already dead from what Dad did to her when she was 3, but she died again when she came home and found him dead in their bed And I can imagine the weight of the guilt that crashed down upon her at that very moment, if she had any kind of humanity left, even at that point, which I truly don't believe she did. If she truly loved him the way she says today that she did, then she would have been able to put her ego aside in that moment, asked Ron if he wanted her to stay home, if he felt like he needed to go to the hospital, or it was almost like when he made that statement to her, she's like, okay, whatever, bye, see you later. She should have been able to pick up instinctually in her gut and in her heart and also in her mind that maybe she should have stayed home with him that night, because she may have been able to save his life. She may have been able to get the paramedics there in time. They may have been able to revive him. But she was more concerned about going out and partying with her friends while her husband lay at home dying. Now, I don't know about you, but if that's love, I don't want it. I don't want it, because that's not, to me, that's not love. That is just, yeah, it's disgusting.
I couldn't do that.
I've known a lot of people that have lost their loves in some horrible tragic accident, and when they lost that person, they also lost themselves. The moment Ron died, Naomi was already dead, but she died again when she came home and found him dead in their bed. Now, here's another irony for you. Our father, Eugene Raymond Mabius, been dead 31 years now. He's the one that made Naomi the monster that she is today. He also came home one day and found his beautiful Christian wife, that is probably one of the purest spirits I've known in my life, dead in their bed. Do you see a pattern here? I sure do. The only difference was Dad came home and found Mary dead, as opposed to Naomi coming home and finding Ron dead. When Dad came home and found Mary dead in their bed, he lost his shit. He lost his fucking mind. He called his lawyer, told him that he came home and he found his wife dead. Send the coroner, deal with it, click. He went around the house and randomly gathered up a box of just random items and walked out the door and just left her body there. Just left her there. Didn't even have the decency to sit with her and at least wait until the coroner got there. He didn't care. And yet, I'm supposed to believe he actually loved her. Like, I'm supposed to believe Naomi actually loved Ron, but she let him die because she was so self-indulgent and egotistical and prideful. Yeah, exactly. What the hell? She was more concerned about having a good time than asking Ron or just, you know what, babe, you're not feeling well. I'm going to stay home and take care of you. Now, in my opinion, that is love. That's the way love should be. That's what your spouse should be. That should be the first thing on their mind. Oh, babe, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I'm going to stay home with you. So this is why I came up with, when I say Naomi killed her husband, that's exactly what I mean. She killed him because when he was alive, she didn't appreciate him. She took him for granted. She treated him like shit. And when he was gone, all the guilt came crashing down. And who was there to comfort her? Did she pick up the phone and call one of us to let us know that Ron died? Because, hello, stupid bitch. He wasn't just your family. He was our family too. But no, Naomi's brain don't work that way. Yeah. Yep. because heart conditions run in the men. The men, it's genetic in the men of Ron's family. So it was not a surprise at all that his heart got so bad that a triple bypass surgery was his only hope. But he was more concerned about taking care of her. Now, in my opinion, once again, that to me was him showing in a very dramatic way, but a very serious way, how much he loved her, that he was more concerned about taking care of her than himself. Many times, Ron would call my mom in the middle of the night crying because he didn't want to go home to the monster that he knew awaited him there. And that monster's Naomi. She didn't deserve him. And no, she didn't. She really didn't. And when she died, he died. Or when he died, she died. I mean, like I said, she died again that night when she came home and found him dead. But she couldn't quite bring herself to call one of us and let us know. And by the time we found out, by the time my our Aunt Carol got around to telling my mom, who then in turn told me, it was too late. I don't know what year Ron died, but I know the date, and it was December 4th. Ron's spirit came to me, as you know, from the live stream last night. If you watched it all the way through, Ron's spirit came to me and begged and pleaded with me to call her because he was concerned about her, and she was probably getting ready to kill herself or try to, which she is very well known for doing, trying to kill herself and taking handfuls of pills and not giving two shits if it could be a fatal combination. Because personally, I think she wants to die. I think it's like her only reason for living has been gone. You might as well say going on 10 years, maybe longer. But what did she do with it when she had it? She took it for granted. She took him for granted. She just, like Dad, she was too prideful. She's too egotistical and too selfish. During my week of going over there every day and cleaning her filth while she was in a psych ward in a hospital somewhere, because I cared enough to do so, and I cared about the cats, and I cared about the conditions that she was making them live in every day. That is, to me, the most abusive thing that you can do to an animal, and there's a lot of ways you can be that, abusive to an animal. She forces them to live in those filthy conditions every day. She lays on a bed that has black mold under it on the side that she has worn a hole in because she lives on that fucking couch that turns out into a bed. And her animals sometimes sleep under the bed, way too close to be safe. And I'm surprised they haven't breathed in the black mold and it hasn't killed one of them yet. So for her to turn around and say to me she can't stand it when an animal is abused, and Naomi, that's a lie, because you abuse yours every day, making them live in those filthy conditions with black mold all around them. And how long do you think it's going to be before they do accidentally breathe some of it in? And it's going to kill them. And then guess what's going to happen from that? She's going to die a third time. and she will blame everybody on God's creation, but the one person that is truly at fault, and that's her. Yep. All three cats are obese. They're extremely overweight. Charlie is about that long and about that wide. Her youngest one is about that wide and about, yet she's a lot smaller, but her one cat, Prissy, because it's Charlie, Prissy, and Bella. Charlie is like my absolute favorite of the three. Not that I dislike the other two, because that's not it at all. But during the times when me and Naomi were actually trying to be sisters and trying to be friends again and rise above, and I was trying to forgive her and I was trying to make a new start and that whole deal, Charlie was always, anytime I was over there, he was always the first one out of wherever he was. As soon as he heard my voice, he came running. And he would jump up on the back of the couch that she slept on, the couch bed or whatever, and he would just purr and love on me and shower me with all the love and all the good stuff, all the warm fuzzy that, I mean, they knew that I loved them as much as their mom, if not more. When I went over there and I cleaned her house, they actually personally thanked me by their emotions and how they felt and the thoughts that I heard them, because they can't speak to you telepathically. You just got to learn to hear them. And they were so grateful and so appreciative that not only was I truly trying to love my sister by doing that, but I was trying to love them because she doesn't. If she truly loved them, she would change her ways, if not for herself, to save their lives. And she just won't do it. All she knows is hate and pain and bitterness and anger. And all she wants to do is lash out because she doesn't know any other way to be. And my heart breaks for every one of those animals because I had to cut them out of my life because I can't stand to be around her. So yeah, that's not an easy thing to live with. Thanks. And I'm not, see, this is how you can tell if I didn't love my sister, would I be crying right now? Not very likely. So at least I got true appreciation and gratitude from her cats, because I'm never going to get anything like that from her, nor is anybody else. So before I become too much of a crying mess and probably already look like a raccoon, because I do have my makeup on and it's probably running down my face right now, but oh well. Now let's see if we can't see what the cards want to say to me as far as the 3 card. Okay, you're messing me up, cards. Yeah. Okay, why is that one turned around like that? I don't know. So, let's see. What is something about my past, present, and future that I am not aware of but need to know? This should be interesting. But before I forget, because I do tend to do that. I get overly emotional about stuff, but you guys understand why. During the time that I was over there cleaning her house for that week, I came across Ron's ashes. They were in a box. I did not take them out of the box or anything like that, but I knew that that's what they were. And I had cleaned off a spot in the middle of the room at the highest point that I could by placing them in the center of her mantle. She has a real fireplace in that house, but it'll never get used. So I sat his ashes in the middle because he asked me to. I said, Ron, where would you like to be? Where would you like me to put you? And he's like, well, I don't know. And then he thought about it a minute and he's like, oh, I know. And this was so sweet. If this doesn't make you cry, I'd be surprised that I'm already crying. But he's like, put me on the mantle so I can watch over her. Soon as she came home and walked in the door, she's like, this is not my house. And I said, exactly. This is how beautiful it could be if she would choose to keep it that way. But you can spend a solid week busting your ass, breaking your back, hurting yourself to clean it up, and give her a day, maybe as little as a few hours, and she'll have it right back to the very way it was before you started cleaning the damn mess. When I explained to her that Ron wanted to be placed on the mantle so he could watch over her, which I thought was very sweet. Last time I was over there, she had not only taken the ashes down off the mantle, but put them in a corner and piled a bunch of shit on top of them. Oh, yeah, she really loved him. Yeah, you bet. Nope, not buying it. That is disrespectful. That is dishonoring his memory. That is, to me, the lowest of the low that a person can go for someone that she claims she loved more than life itself. But she couldn't leave him on the mantle where he wanted to be. He deserved a place of honor because he put up with her bullshit all the years they were together before he died. Yeah. Disgusting doesn't cover it. All right. Past. What is something from my past I need to know? What is something in my present I need to know? What's something in my future I need to know? Would you feel loved if somebody did that with your ashes? I wouldn't. Aww.
Did I see it?
No. I'm kidding. It's the unicorn one.
Oh,
My pretty unicorn.
it's pretty. White in color.
Optimism. And this is my past. Passion. This is definitely my present, or I wouldn't be sitting here a crying mess now, would I? Gentleness. These cards are right on the money, girls. I'm telling you. Every time. Every time. 77. Are you guys enjoying this, or should I just stop? I I know I'm being a brat. I'm sorry. Back at you, jerk. This image celebrates our ability to find magic and wonder in our everyday life. Hi. It calls us to appreciate all that our body and mind can do so that we never take any of this for granted. Find the sacred in the mundane today. No matter how boring or drudgery filled a task is, delight in how your hands and fingers do the action. Have gratitude for your brain as it calls out the order of action. Observe how you accomplish these little tasks and be in total gratitude for the ability to do them all. Special message: you are overlooking an area or organ of your body that is in need of your attention. You are being inspired to find this area and address its needs. Feed it, cleanse it, give it what it needs to be balanced and whole again. The whole of you will rejoice and feel great. Meow, really? Miss Verbal? That was Carmela. Passion. This image celebrates, and this is present, of course. Good. This image celebrates love, beauty, joy, and our divine connection with all that is. It is calling us to radiate these blessings to everyone and all things around us. Try to find love in all that you do today. Give 5 people a sincere compliment. Extend a helping hand to someone who needs it. Do something special for a friend or family member, or pay a toll for a stranger. Whatever it is, give it in the true spirit of love. Special message: you are being inspired to open your heart even wider. Little petty nuisances, irritations, and negativities pinch off the flow of your incredible loving energy. Let go of the stuff and shine like the being of light you truly are. No, that don't describe me. Gentleness. 46. Oh, no, don't do that. She's just going to jump down. That's Carmela. This image celebrates the love the Creator has for the environment and its creatures. It calls us to follow the example, to cherish and protect these gifts as we would care for ourselves. Make a commitment to act with more integrity today, to honor the environment and all its life forms, to respect our own body, temple, and do all that we can to keep it healthy and nourished. Be the shining light the Creator meant you to be. Special message: there's an area in your life about your body or the environment that you say one thing but do another. Look within and find this area and bring it to the light. Be in integrity, call for guidance, and make things right in this area. And that I'm already taking care of, but it's beyond my control that I'm not even going to be able to get into the doctor until the 29th of November. Because, like I said, I'm going to, at some point make a list of things that I will address, with the doctor when I go see him. I'm going to get on a weight loss program so that I can keep myself motivated to take the weight off, learn healthier eating habits, learn healthier drinking habits, learn healthier, proactive, being more active, not living my life sitting on the couch like Naomi does every day when she's not out wasting a bunch of money instead of paying her bills. And yeah. But sometimes, anger can be so overpowering that we forget the good stuff entirely. And that is just a finality of where I truly believe that Naomi is right now. She's lost, she's disconnected, she's empty. She is just a shell walking around that's no longer human because she doesn't even so much as have a heart because of the cruelties that she bestows upon those that oppose her and tell her no and turn her down and say they don't want to go spend the entire day with her while she goes shopping at half a dozen stores or more, making you feel like you're just there to entertain her. You're just there because she likes rubbing in your face that she has the kind of money that she can turn around 1 minute and buy herself a $400 diamond ring that I believe last I knew she lost. So I wish it'd find its way to me, and I would definitely proudly wear that bitch if I have to wear it on a chain around my neck and let her try to tell me that I stole it from her, because I'd be like, no, I didn't. It came to me on its own because it didn't want you. There was this beautiful diamond snowflake necklace on this particular day that she bought this ring for herself that I would have loved and absolutely cherished and would be wearing to this day, and probably would have never taken it off my neck as soon as I got it. And I was only asking this one time. I didn't outright ask her to get it for me, but I let her know how pretty it was and I really loved it and blah, blah, this, that, and the other, which I say blah, blah, because that's what she heard. She didn't care that I was basically saying, must be nice to be able to spend $400 on a diamond ring and not even have the decency or courtesy to give your sister something that she's only asking for one time, to prove that you truly did love her and that you truly did appreciate that I was giving her the chance that I was even then. And every chance that I have given her since, and why I finally just stopped altogether, was I know the price that will be paid if I try to do anything for her, be any kind of kindness, be any kind of support, or go over and help her with things and help her clean and help her with this and help her with that. Only to have her throw it back in my face later the next time I piss her off. Would you want to keep helping somebody that did that? Nah, I don't think so. Another one that I realized I never finished from yesterday was our mother spent 4 hours, I think she said it was, one time. Her and Jim went over to clean Naomi's filthy house while she laid on her fat ass on the living room where she lives on the couch, and just not even get up and try to help, just sat there and watched her show and stuffed her face with the latest addictive candy or box of cereal or whatever her latest addiction was, and she just would, she couldn't get enough of it. So Mom spent all this time on the dining room, and she got on Naomi's butt about it and said, "You better keep it this way." And Naomi laughed it off and said, "Oh, I will." The next time they went over there, it was trashed again, just as bad, if not worse, than what it was before Mom started cleaning it that day. Now, last I checked, that isn't exactly showing true gratitude and appreciation for our mother that took it upon herself through genuine love and wanting to try and help Naomi, only for Naomi to basically trash it again like it meant nothing to her. That she preferred living in the filth, the decay, the rotting food, cat feces all around her, endless open boxes of Lucky Charms with all the marshmallows eaten out of them, and the entire box, every box of cereal being wasted because of how long it probably sat on her bed, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was still there. She does things like take empty yogurt jars that were made of glass without even cleaning them. And then she would stack them up against the kitchen window above the sink in the shape of a little like pyramid. Why? What the hell is the purpose of doing something so fucking stupid? Or leaving food rot and all around you and trash and piles of clothes that should be taken down into the basement and washed. She likes the filth and decay and the rot and all the, I don't want to go in there. And everybody that has gone in there, they're like, yeah, I think I got something else to do somewhere. I ain't staying in this
Don't
city
even forget
dump.
to tell them that most places you can't even see the floor.
Yeah, you can't even see the floor. I mean, literally, as soon as you walk in, everywhere that you step, you're stepping on shit. Everywhere that you turn, you're bumping into something. You can't, there's not even a clear path through there anywhere at all.
I'm laughing.
Yeah. And I've taken pictures of the filth. We've tried to give it to people out there trying to get help for her, and nobody cares. Nobody will show up and help her because they're probably like of the same opinion right now that we all are. What's the point? What is the effing point of going through all that to clean that filth up for her to turn around 5 minutes later and put it exactly the way it was? What's the point? I don't get it. There's no sense in that. There's no logic in that. There's no rationale at all. I think she is trying to give herself the most slow, painful, agonizing, empty death. And she wants to prolong it as long as she can because to her, in her mind, that justifies how badly she treated Ron and took him for granted. And now that he's gone, she don't want to be here anymore. Okay, so why did you destroy probably the best thing that ever happened to you? This man loved her enough that he moved her all the way out to New York. He didn't want to move to New York. You know how much their rent was? $1,500 a month for a house on Long Island near the Hamptons. Hello? She didn't appreciate none of it, guys. None of it. That is no way to live. The way Holly described it yesterday during the live stream was spot on. That is no way to live. That is barely existing. Okay, so she wants sympathy from others. She wants a pity party. She wants to be cherished, worshipped, appreciated, put on a pedestal, given a scepter and a crown and a robe. And if she tells you to shit, you ask what color. If she tells you to jump, you ask how high. Yet she cuts you down. She doesn't appreciate anything you try to do to help her. The minute you piss her off, she turns on you. And for well over a year, she's still pissing and moaning about $40 for 2 wigs when she's got probably somewhere in the thousands by now of dollars worth of wigs strewn throughout her filthy mess. She don't take care of them. She don't brush them. She don't keep them off the floor. She's got an entire bedroom full of Star Wars stuff that's still sitting in its boxes that she'll never open and display. Because she goes out and she buys these things. She gets all these beautiful creative ideas in her mind. Oh, I'm going to make this my Star Wars room, and makes it like, oh, this will be fun. And then you find out very quickly that it ain't so fun because you're doing all the work. She's sitting on her ass and watching TV and eating her bonbons or eating her cookies or whatever the hell her latest addictive food item is. And you bust your ass to do that. You get it. Oh, this is really nice. She walks in. No, I don't like it. And you just spent 6 hours doing it. Would you not get up and walk out the door? I sure as hell would. She is the type of person that will lie to her so-called friend Mike that still lives in New York that she needed, I think it was at $350, $450, some crazy shit like that. She lied to her friend Mike, used my phone to make the phone call because she wanted this little cabinet thing that she found at a store. So instead of coming out and telling him the truth, which he still would have turned her down after she did so, she saw fit to lie and say that she wanted to buy a gun because people have been breaking into her house. Now, people breaking into her house, yes, that is a very true fact, but it's her own damn fault because when you live in the area that she does, as nice as the house is or would be if she wasn't in it, she has a back porch that has windows all the way around it. She has shit stacked from the floor to the ceiling of it and wonders why people break in and steal stuff. Gee, I don't really know. Do you have a clue? Because she doesn't reason that if you don't want people stealing your shit, don't freaking advertise it. Put flipping curtains up or something, so they can't look in the damn windows. Nope, she won't do that. And it's like, okay, Naomi, you know what? If you get robbed blind 30 times today, I'm just going to sit back and laugh because I'm sorry, but you deserve it. You deserve it because she doesn't appreciate anything that she has, and she doesn't appreciate anything that anyone has ever done for her any moment in time. Now, I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, but to try and change topic and shift things to a more positive, there's a book that I read once that had a very profound message that I try to live by every day. Those who appreciate all that they have will be blessed with more. Those who don't appreciate all that they have will lose every bit of it. Naomi is in this category. She doesn't appreciate anything she has. So guess what? People are going to keep stealing from her. People are going to keep turning against her. People are going to find out in their own way just how much of a deceptive, lying little female dog she is. And at least the goddess is listening, and she believes that, yeah, it is Naomi's karma. She's never going to sell that house. Nobody's ever going to buy it because she won't appreciate any of the money she gets from it. All she cares about is getting that money so she can feed her addictions. So she can go out and buy pills, buy booze, stop going to AA meetings, keep losing counselors left and right because she just stops going to her appointments. Most likely because the counselor that she last had started calling her on her bullshit and she didn't like it. And the counselor was showing her the true truth, not what Naomi felt was the truth, because, oh, she can do no wrong. She's innocent. No, she's not. She stopped being innocent 60 years ago. Well, this should be melted. Yay! Ice water. Hope there's no roaches. I don't want to drink roaches. I can't even see in there. I need a flashlight. Oh man! See. Here's the messed up part. Oh, you want to see my kitty glass? Maria got it for me. She's got one just like it. And so if you suddenly see me go, it's because I fucking damn near swallowed a roach. So I hope there's none in here. None so far. Let's ice it up, shall we?
Now we'll get in. You might have it.
No, this one, it's got, because it's sealed, there's no way to
I
get in
meant
it.
after you put it in there and look inside there. That's what I said.
Nope. I just, a few ice cubes fell out so I could put them in there and drink them. Because this is my, it's after 6 o'clock. So this is my cutoff period where I cut myself off. I try to anyway. I won't allow myself any more sweets for the rest of the night. I will drink mostly water. And if I get hungry, I'll try to make something, at least a little bit healthy. Like, not like sit down and munch on some full of sugar cereal before I go to bed. But anyway, I know it's like midnight there, so I'm going to go ahead and close this live stream out, sweetie. I'm glad you finally made it to this one. Glad the boys are okay. Glad you're okay. Glad you guys are all better. And, November can't get here soon enough. So we're really looking forward to being able to have that time with you. We love you. You're beautiful. The boys are beautiful. And we will see you next time. Love you. Peace. Blessed be. Love and blessings and all that. Happy horse hockey.